All right, so we're given a fourth degree polynomial. Say 2x to the fourth minus 5x to the third plus 10x squared minus 5x plus 8. Okay, so we're given this polynomial, and then they ask me, is x squared plus 1 a factor of f of x? Okay, now, if you're watching this video, you're probably in a pre-calculus class or something along that lines, college algebra or whatever, and we cover synthetic division in that class. And a lot of folks get really good at synthetic division. Okay, here's the problem. Synthetic division can only be used with a first degree factor. Okay, first degree factor. X plus 1, x minus 5, x plus 3, x minus 8, x plus root 7, whatever. But it has to be an x. Problem, this guy has a square. He is second degree. Okay, he's second degree. Synthetic division does not work with a second degree polynomial. You have to use what's called long division. Okay, long division. Now, I'm going to actually do a long division problem from like middle school or elementary school or wherever you learn it. I don't even know. Okay, I just know how to do long division. So, and then I'm going to do it with this polynomial and show you how this works. Okay, so let's take a particular number. Let's say 1,458, and we're going to divide this by 5. Okay, just whatever be the case, we're going to divide by 5. So what do? We say, will 5 go into 1? No. So we don't put an answer up here. We leave that blank. Will 5 go into 14? Sure it will. It'll go 2 times. So we'll put a 2 up there, and we say 2 times 5, and we get a 10. Now, a couple things I want to point out to you. First, we just ignore these guys. They're not part of this. They just are going to end up going down with the calculation. Same will be true with a polynomial, okay? So we say 2 times 5 gives us 10, and then what do? We subtract, okay? So you multiply, and then you subtract, and that's the big piece. That's where everybody messes up with polynomials, is this subtraction. Cool, okay? What is 14 minus 10? Well, it's 4. What do we do with these other two numbers? We just copy them, okay? All right, so then we say, all right, well, we did this. No answer. We did this. There's an answer. So now we've got to come to this 5. How many times will 5 go into 45? Well, it just so happens it'll go 9 times, and 9 times 5 just so happens to be 45, and so we're going to subtract, okay? We're going to subtract, right? And 45 minus 45 just so happens to be 0, and then this 8's going to come down, right? So then we say, okay, last number, how many times will 5 go into 8? Well, it'll go 1 time, okay? So 291, right? So 1 times 5, we get 5, and again, remember to subtract. So multiply, subtract, multiply, subtract, multiply, subtract. I can't say it enough, guys. And we get 3. Now, this was my last division because it's my last number. So this is what we call our remainder, right? This is our remainder. And there's 2 ways to write this answer. I'm going to show you both of them. You can write 291 remainder 5. Excuse me, remainder 3. It does help if you actually put the right number, doesn't it? Remainder 3, right? Because that's our remainder. Or you could write this as 291 and 3/5. Because you're dividing by 5, that becomes your denominator, and the remainder becomes your numerator, okay? So either of those answers is acceptable, okay? So we've got this. Now I'm going to come over and do this with a polynomial. So I'm going to take our original polynomial. I'll show you guys what it says, right? So we get this polynomial here, and I'm going to write it down. So I'm going to write right here, I'm going to say 2x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 10x squared minus 5x plus 8. I'm going to draw my division bar, right? And I'm going to put this. This is what I'm dividing by, x squared plus 1. X squared plus 1. Now, the only difference between doing this and doing this is we don't divide by this entire thing. We only divide by the leading term. Okay? So I'm going to say, what is this guy divided by this guy? Okay, and somewhere off to the side, you can just jot it down. It's 2x to the fourth divided by x squared. Well, when you divide with x's and y's and z's, you subtract. So that's a 4, that's a 2. Okay, so 4 minus 2 gives me a 2. And then 2 divided by 1 is 2. So get 2x squared. So this divided by this is 2x squared. Now, what did we do here once we got an answer? We multiplied. So what are we going to do here? We're going to multiply. Here's where it's tricky. You only divide by the leading term, but you multiply by all terms. Okay? So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the fourth. And 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. And remember, you can only add and subtract like terms. So you notice I put this x squared under this x squared because they're like terms. Now, what did we do here after we got an answer? We put a minus sign. How's this different than numbers? That minus sign has to distribute to both of these guys. So 2x to the fourth minus 2x to the fourth is 0. This guy's just going to come down, right? And then 10x squared minus 2x squared is going to give me 8x squared. And then these guys here will come down. So minus 5x minus 5x, right? Make sure we copy it correctly. Minus 5x plus 8, okay? Cool. All right, so let's keep going. Let's not go that far, okay? Cool. Now what? Well, we need to deal with this guy. How many times will x squared go into negative 5x cubed? And again, somewhere off to the side, I'll put it right here, right? Negative 5x cubed. I keep breaking my lid today. 5x cubed over x squared, right? 3 minus 2 is going to be a 1. And negative 5 divided by 1 is negative 5. So we get 5x to the first, right? Negative 5x to the first power. And you don't have to write the 1. I'm just showing it to make sure everybody's with me, okay? Cool. Now we multiply, right? Just like here, we got this 9, and we said 9 times 5 was 45. We're going to say this guy times this guy, right? We're going to distribute. So negative 5x times x squared is negative 5x cubed. And negative 5x times 1 is negative 5x. And now the part everybody messes up is you got to remember to subtract, okay? What's negative 5x cubed minus negative 5x cubed? Well, that's going to be a plus. And negative 5x cubed plus 5x cubed is 0. This guy's going to come down because he doesn't have a like term. Negative 5x minus negative 5x. Well, that's negative 5x plus 5x, which is also going to be 0. And then this guy's going to come down. Okay, so you're left with 8x squared plus 8. Okay? How many times will x squared go into 8x squared? Well, that's pretty easy. It's just going to be 8. Okay? So 8 times x squared is 8x squared. And 8 times 1 is 8. And subtract. All right, 8x squared minus 8x squared is 0. That's already 0. And 8 minus 8 is 0. So we get a remainder of 0. Okay, remainder of 0. So how would we write this? Well, since we don't have a remainder, the answer would just be 2x squared minus 5x plus 8. Okay, that would be our answer. Now, what if? Let's just say what if, okay? And this is just kind of one of my crazy what ifs. I'm going to use pen for this. Let's say I had this same problem, okay? Let me get this back in the frame. I had this same problem, but we came down here and instead of getting a 0, let's say we got a 5, okay? Let's say we got a 5 here, okay? So you take this answer with a remainder of 5. How would you write that? And that's what I want to show you guys, okay? So if this had a remainder, you could write 2x squared minus 5x plus 8, remainder 5, just like you did with grade school math. Or you could write 2x squared minus 5x plus 8 plus 5 over x squared plus 1. Okay, so just like this guy, we had a remainder of 3, and we said, okay, well, you're dividing by 5, that becomes your denominator, you get 3/5. Well, here you had a remainder of 5, and you were dividing by x squared plus 1, and so you get 5 over x squared plus 1. Okay, now, for our particular problem, we had a remainder of 0, so it's just written like this, but if you had a remainder, that's how you do it. Okay, so anyway, long division, you have to use it anytime you're dividing by something that is a power of 2 or more. Okay, so if you're dividing by x cubed, x squared, x to the 4th, you have to use long division. If you're dividing by x to the 1st power, you can use synthetic division because it's quicker. All right, so I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.